Welcome back to my channel. My name is 𝗀𝗍𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗀 and I have this Valentine's Day look for you, which is one of many of my series for Valentine's to inspire you on your very special day. So if you want to see exactly how I did this, keep watching. So my skin has been prepped with a moisturizer, my eye cream, and so on. I am starting with my Anastasia. I actually reviewed this in my last tutorial. So I'm really excited to actually really apply this and see how it wears. But this is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. And this is in shade 470C. I'm gonna actually apply this onto my plate, and I'm gonna use my beauty blender to spread this out. I really want this to be a nice full coverage foundation. And I noticed that when using a brush, I get a sheer look, but when I want that full coverage, beauty blender is where to go. Now I know it looks dark but it's winter time, so I am definitely pale, so this is something that I will definitely probably use more in the summertime where my skin is way more tan. But you know, this is also good for those times when you want to look more tan. You just need to make sure you put it on your neck. Just don't forget to put it on your neck. So I'm gonna do exactly that. This is definitely tanning up my skin nicely. So a couple of things. I put one layer on a foundation, and because I've never worn it before, I actually want to build it up to make it a bit more of a full coverage. With that being said, this will give me an opportunity to test it out as I go throughout my day to see how it wears when you build on top of it. Sometimes foundations don't do well when you build up. It can become cakey. So I want to see if this is actually just going to wear really nicely. So I'm just going to go ahead and with my beauty blender again, I'm just going to do another layer. Alright, so I'm looking totally orange. I can't wait to actually tone some of this down and really balance out my face because I am too tan at this point. Right now I'm gonna go in with, speaking of tan, by Kat Von D. This I also reviewed in my last tutorial, but I cannot wait to apply this all over to balance this out. And usually that's what you do. Like, don't be afraid of foundation. Just feel like, oh, if it's too dark or too light, like just use your contour and your highlight to balance and correct, which is what I'm about to do right now. So because I want to continue with the full coverage look, I'm going to use the applicator to apply. If I wanted a softer look, a more airbrush look, I would use a brush to apply the highlight, but I really want to calm down this tan. So I'm blotting this on because I really don't want to contaminate the brush with the foundation color and really disrupt the color that's going on in the tube itself. So I'm making sure not to rub and just apply this product where I want it. I'm going in with my beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend this out. I like to start off doing a rough blend and then I go back and forth with my sponges to really help mesh these colors together. So then what I like to do is contour my cheeks the opposite direction with the highlight. I don't apply more highlight. I use whatever is left on the sponge to actually create a line and just give me a nice contour here. Then I'll go back with my beauty blender with the foundation and I just go blend out these edges and really just help the colors to mesh together. Next, I'm going in with the Paleando. This is a contour stick. This is in Amber Rose. I'm going to use this just to apply all over the contours of my face. I'm just gonna blend that out with my smaller beauty blender. Just really just mesh all of these colors together. For the brows, I'm going in with two colors. This is my Brow Pomade from Anastasia. This is the dark brown. The next one I'm also going to use is the ebony color, which is just more of a deeper brown. It's not black. I wish it was black. I wish there was one that was black, because it's like, why not? So now that I have the shape down, I like to go in with the darker color, the ebony, and actually create more depth into the brows. This is my favorite technique to do. It really, really helps to add way more definition. Starting at the mid section of the brows, I like to just create short strokes of here. And going with this spoolie and just blend that out. This helps it not to look cakey, and I can still see the hair. I don't like it looking like a stamp. That's, I don't know, like, it's not my thing. Plus it gives a nice gradient effect. That's perfecto for me, perfecto. I love it. You see the difference? This is my go-to, you guys. Like, so because my face hasn't been powdered, again, this is definitely why I don't powder my face, because it's just like adding more steps for what, you know? Like, it's unnecessary to overdo things. So because my skin is still moist, I like to take a clean concealer brush and I like to just clean up any lines, and it makes this part so much easier because I don't have to actually go in and just like get concealer that matches my skin tone while it's powdered and then ruining all the hard work that I did. But instead with this, it's already moist, it's already smooth and satiny, and it just makes cleaning up these lines effortless. And to be honest with you, like, I'm looking at the concealer and it's holding up nicely. There are some concealers that as soon as I put them on, they start to crease. Like, this is creasing slightly, but it ain't crazy. It's not crazy at all. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just blend it out because I am going to go, like, this side didn't crease at all. This side had just a tiny bit of creasing. But usually after I do my brows and, you know, the foundation has a moment to actually like settle in to whatever lines that are on my face, okay? It's like, that is definitely the place that I have to like be tedious and work out those lines. But that baby didn't move. It didn't move, okay? So before I powder, I'm just applying some of this concealer. Again, why work harder when you can work smarter, okay? This concealer that is on my sponge, I'm about to put some more concealer on my eyes, so I might as well take a sponge and just use whatever is left on here and just apply that concealer so I don't have to. So setting my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with my collab. This is in the shade Banana, and I love this stuff. I don't know if you guys have tried this or not, but I've noticed that when I use a brush to apply my setting powder, when it comes to heavy makeup, meaning full coverage, it doesn't last compared to when I use a puff to actually press in the powder and set it. I've noticed that when I use a brush for really light makeup, then it's suitable, because I feel like the brush doesn't actually pack on the powder, and it just allows room for more creasing, more movement, because the foundation hasn't been properly set. Like, have you guys experienced that as well, or is it just my skin? Let me know in the comments. But it never fails. Like, I have tried it so many times, and I just came to the conclusion, like, yep, when I go light, I use brushes. When I go heavy, I use the sponge, period. And it took me a while to figure that out. Like, and that's the thing about makeup, like, you really have to use it and play with it long enough to really understand how it works, because that's where the frustration comes in. If you aren't patient and you just give up, or you just feel like, oh, I don't get it, I don't understand, you're right, you won't get it and you won't understand. But if you take your time and just assess and really observe how things work on you and your skin type, I feel like you will continuously be successful. And that has worked for me. Like, because I love makeup so much that it's like, I refuse to give up. I refuse. There is nothing that anyone can say or do that's gonna make me stop using it. And because of that mindset, I have learned to just have a bit more patience throughout the process, throughout the years, and just really learn what I need to learn in order to master these skills of being a makeup artist. And that has helped me tremendously. Do you guys think the same, or is it just me? Let me know. But yeah, the moment I started to do that, my makeup game changed forever, because it was like, once you pay attention, you know it works, what doesn't work, you know what to do, what not to do. Like, it just boom, 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 becomes a no-brainer. I have a new contour that I want to try out. This is Half Caked, and this is the Double Decker Color Duo in Miami Beach. I really want to try out this contour right here. I'm gonna use my Expert face brush. This is from the Real Technique. I just want to see how this applies. Like, I love contours, so anything to help me advance my skills will be nice. Oh, that's nice. It matches me nicely. Like, I get excited. Like, I don't know, like, how many contours can you have that match you nicely and you get excited about? Like, I have so many, but it's like, when you can't find one, you already know where to go. So I'm definitely gonna apply this on all the contours of my face and just really blend this out. And this is the only time I would actually use a brush, because I want to learn how this product works, and then I would go in with, because sometimes the sometimes using a contour or a highlight can be too much when it comes to the face powder. So I would apply it first and see what it does, and then I would go in. And being that I like it, being that I like what's going on, then I would go in with the puff and just really just pack on the color so that it stays. Now I like to go in and just balance all this out. As you can see, it is really harsh, really aggressive as far as the highlight and contour. And my secret for that is using, this is Cashew. This is Fenty's Cashew. And this is a nice warm color. This is my mid-tone color. I would take this and apply this all over my face. This is gonna balance out my face. So I am generous when applying this, and it goes every single place. Use this to blend out and remove any excess. It just helps so nicely. So going back to the brows, I'm gonna really just clean up these brows and add a bit more depth to it. And this is why I don't go and put the powder on my face first because I know that the brows are going to need a bit more work. So this is 𝗀𝗽𝗃𝗀𝗃. This is the duo liner. That is brow liner that's done. But I still have a gel at the end. That's why I love this, because the gel is something I still can use even after. So, and it's really nice and pigmented. I just use it to draw more hair strokes, and it really just helps to get the powder off my brows. And because it's so pigmented, you really need a light hand with this. Alright, so for my eyes, I'm going in with the angle brush. This is my Makeup Forever 12 flashcard case. I'm going in with this brown. And I'm gonna make a nice point on my plate, starting on the inner corners of the eye, and I'm just going to create a nice point and drag it out. I'm not going any further on the lid. I'm staying right here at the inner corners. I'm just gonna blend this out. Once I have that done, I'm gonna go on the outer corners of the eye and I'm gonna create a nice long wing, using my bottom lash line as a guide. And then I'm going to blend that inwards onto the lid. Now that I have that guide, I'm just going in and making that line just slightly a bit thicker. Now I'm going to take a soft defining crease brush by the Real Technique, and I'm going to just blend that out nice and soft. I'm actually adding more brown to this, and I'm just really creating a nice soft depth crease area. Blending it up and out. Now I'll do the same thing on the inner corners and just blend that up and out, but not going on the center of the lid. Now I'm gonna go in with the fuchsia color here, and I'm using Complex Culture's Small Detail Crease Brush. And I'm just applying this onto the crease ever so slightly because this color is truly pigmented, but I really just want a nice gradient depth of fuchsia on the outer crease. I'm also going to apply this color on the inner corners of the eye. Next, going in with the Huda Beauty palette. It's so pretty, the cover, isn't it? Like, look at Glam. Alright, I'm going in with Doll Face right here. This is a nice pretty fuchsia color. Using a flat shaded brush to apply this onto the inner and outer corners of the lid. Using a clean shaded brush, I'm just going to blend out these harsh edges. Alright, so next I'm going in with this beautiful palette by Natasha Denona. This is the Retro Glam palette. It's so pretty, all these pastel colors. I've been so excited and couldn't wait for opportunity to use it. I swatched a little bit here, but I never used this palette yet, so I'm pretty excited. I'm going in with this pretty pink right here. I'm placing that on the center of my lid. I'm using my MAC 213 brush. Just by dipping my brush into this, it's so creamy and so soft. I'm placing that onto the center of the lid. Oh my god, it's so pigmented. And it's so, look at this, it's so freaking pigmented, and I don't even have a lot on my brush. I love this. Woo! I put too much. This is a good problem to have, you guys, okay? This is such a good problem to have. I'm just gonna blend that out as much as I can. I still have a lot on my brush. I'm gonna switch eyes. Alright, so I really want this to be a nice sheer look, so I wiped off my brush. I'm just gonna blend this out. Oh, that was easy. Look at that. So nice. Perfecto. Perfecto. So right now I'm just going back and forth and I'm just building up the center of the eye to the shade that I want it. Going in with phase 0, this is a liquid liner. I'm going to create a really strong liner on the outer corners of the eye. Now I'm going to create a point on the inner corners of the eye. Taking a flat shaded brush, this is the MAC 228, going in with this same fuchsia color, and I'm gonna put this on the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take, this is a empty flashcard from Makeup Forever that I depotted my NYX pencils. So this is the white pencil here. I'm gonna use a very fine detail brush by Real Technique, and I'm putting this on the waterline. So really take your time. This stuff can really go on opaque, so wipe off your brush as much as possible. I just want a really sheer color of white, just like that, just subtle. So I'm gonna go back and add a bit more color to the lid. I feel like it just needs a bit more sprucing up, a bit more glam. So I'm gonna actually bring this into the inner parts of the crease a bit more, just to accentuate this area some more. That's better. So this look would not be complete without glitter. So I'm going in with my MAC. This is the Reflex Gold, and I'm going to use my mixing medium to apply this. Using my Huda Beauty sponge brush, I'm just going to add some of that to the sponge, which makes life so much easier dealing with the mixing medium. I like to compress it just so that it's not saturated in one area. So when applying the glitter, I like to blow it off so that no fallout happens onto my cheeks. I'm just gonna place this in certain sparse areas, but I'm not going on the lower part of the lash line. I really just want it to be more concentrated on the top part of the lid. Then once I have it in a certain area, I would take my finger and I would place the glitter on top, because the one underneath can be a little bit more muted in the shine. So by going on top and just placing the color where that liquid is, helps it to add a bit more of a high shine effect. Now I'm going to place some lashes on. These are Lily lashes. These are a wispy set that has a nice flare to them. I'll be back. Going in with the Executive Level Mascara. This is 5-in-1 Lengthening Mascara from Complex Culture. I'm just going to apply this onto the lower lash line. Okay, so I want to go in with some blush. This is a generic palette that I bought, and these broke. They did not hit pan. So but nonetheless, they're still good. It still works. I want to actually make sure that this look stays focused on the eyes, so I really want to go in with a more nude color, and I'm looking at this one right here. I might mix these two And I'm gonna use my MAC 133 brush, which is going to apply the product really softly. It really helps to lift the cheek area and it adds a nice touch to this look without being too dramatic and overwhelming. So for the lips, I'm gonna use this is a generic lip liner that I got from the beauty supply store, but it's such a pretty nude that I just couldn't pass it up. I actually bought 2 of these. This is the NK Makeup. This is in the shade Brown. I'm being really dramatic with this liner. So I can't find my lip brush, so I'm gonna use a concealer brush. This is a 195 by MAC. It's a really pretty flat concealer brush that I love. So I'm gonna use my nude palette. This is the 6 Necessary Nudes Pro Lip Palette by MAC. And kind of looking which one. This one right here is calling me for some reason. So I'm gonna go in with that color. So the tip to using a makeup brush is to apply the color where you want it in a clean section, especially if you're using a liner. Put the exact amount that you want in that section. And then when you're done, go over that lip liner and blend everything out. That way you're not overpowering the liner with too much color. And the liner can actually shine through to the first layer that you apply because it will be sheer. And then you just blend. I wouldn't go back into the base color with this now that it has that pencil all over it. I would just use it to constantly blend this color in so that it looks seamless. And there's nothing wrong with actually going back and forth into the liner just to get the type of shade that you're actually looking for. Like, I feel the top lip is a bit too starch when it comes to the lipstick, so I want to tone it down some more. So I wipe off my brush really well. So I'm going in with my MAC Lip Jelly because I just need a bit more shine to my lip. I wiped off this brush really well. And this is shade 𝗀𝘂𝘀𝘀𝘀. This is a really high shine lip jelly. I'm just gonna take it right off of the tube because a little bit goes such a long way. And I really just want to add this to the center of the lip and just blend it out because I don't want to mesh the colors too much. Just to give me a nice high shine in the center. Like that. Next, I'm going in with my Ciate setting spray that I adore. Alright, so that is it. This is one of many that I plan on showing you and inspiring you for your beautiful, lovely day and this Valentine's coming up. This is going to be a series of Valentine's looks, and I hope that this one inspired you enough to keep watching, subscribe, thumbs up, and if you like, please buy me a coffee. I love Starbucks. The link is down below. Until then, bye beauty. See you next time.